Breaking news at this time, according to reports and even admissions by the U.S. government, some 50 U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles have been launched at a Syrian airfield near Western Homs, according to NBC and Reuters, citing U.S. military officials. That's right, the United States government has now officially opened fire on the Syrian government directly by firing 50 Tomahawk missiles into a government base. Now, U.S. ships stationed near the Mediterranean Sea reportedly launched the strike on Syria's Shayat Air Base on Thursday night, local time. Now, U.S. President Donald Trump spoke from his Mar-a-Lago resort following the airstrikes, accusing the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad of using nerve gas, which killed civilians in Idlib.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched. It is in this vital national security interest of the United States to prevent and deter the spread and use of deadly chemical weapons. There can be no dispute that Syria used banned chemical weapons, violated its obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention, and ignored the urging of the UN Security Council. Years of previous attempts at changing Assad's behavior have all failed, and failed very dramatically. As a result, the refugee crisis continues to deepen, and the region continues to destabilize, threatening the United States and its allies.
Of course, we already know at this time that there was no chemical attack by the Syrian government, but was actually a cache that was destroyed that was owned by the rebels, which are being funded by the United States. It seems that this PSYOP campaign of falsely accusing the government of Syria of carrying out the chemical attack has been the justification that the United States is needed to carry out direct military operations against the Syrian government, which they have been trying to oust for several years. Now, it's very interesting to note that one of the things that Donald Trump ran on as president was criticizing Hillary Clinton for having created ISIS and having supported ISIS for so many years, and that in his presidency such things will not be tolerated. Yet we see very clearly here that the goals of ISIS are being protected by the now U.S. President Donald Trump, who swore that he would do the opposite. Since ISIS has not been able to overthrow the U.S. government, it is now being left to the U.S. military itself under the command of Donald Trump to get that job done. Now, this is an entirely rash action which should not have taken place and could very seriously spark the next World War. The problem is here is that when you launch an attack like this, given that it's such a Russian ally and very easily could have hit Russian assets within the country, Russia is obligated to respond. Either Russia doesn't respond and ends up looking really weak in the eyes of the global community, or they do respond and things escalate, possibly getting out of control, and we end up with a third world war. This shows the definite irresponsibility of the Trump government, the absolute bloodlust of U.S. imperialism in the region. This is all of a situation which required further analysis, at least on the part of those supporting the imperialist powers, to wait and see who was responsible for the gas attack, when it has already been proven by third-party sources that this was not carried out by the Assad government, but was in fact chemicals owned by the Syrian rebels, the ones that are being backed by the Western-backed rebels. I will provide more information on this story as it unfolds. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.